This is Francesco Abruzzino with the Uncensored Report. And today I want to talk about Ben Carson. This is a guy that was nominated for the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development by Trump. And a lot of people, I was listening to a lot of the talking heads out there pontificating why this guy is not qualified because he's a medical doctor and what does he know? He's not a politician. And I can't tell you how many times the politicians will sit there and say, he's not qualified. You're not qualified. I heard that a lot too. What does qualification mean? If qualification means you need to be a politician to be qualified to do something, then give me the guy that's not qualified, because these politicians are full of crap. All of them are. From the local mayor here, our mayor's so full of crap, it smells when he walks by me. You got Senator Sessions. He basically went out and he nominated some people. I jumped ahead of myself. Senator Sessions. He nominated him out there for Attorney General. That was expected. But then people are upset over some of the ones that aren't expected. They're upset about the three generals, possibly three generals. And then you look at some of the unexpected, like Nikki Haley of South Carolina. This was a governor that just attacked him, did not like him whatsoever. Romney's out there just kissing up to him, and he's in the running for Secretary of State. A lot of people aren't happy with that. And what this shows is that in the Ben Carson issue, it shows that Trump is putting aside a lot of his personal issues, and he's able to do that and select people for the right positions, powerful positions. And that's what he's done with Ben Carson. And I'm sure if you look at it from the first glance, he may seem like someone that's not suited for the position. What's this doctor? He operates on brains. What's he doing in there? But think about it. This is a guy, if you listen to his story, he was raised in the inner city of Detroit by a single mother. I was born in Detroit. I was raised in rough areas because I had a single mother. My dad took off when they divorced, I think when I was 2. He went back to Italy when I was 3 or 4. She had 4 of us kids to take care of. No, she didn't even graduate high school. So I get this. He learned a lot. He learned to read and write, and you don't see that a lot in those neighborhoods. His mother loathed welfare. She loathed the dependency on government. She insisted that her son work hard, do well in school, make something of himself. And just think, if she would have sat there and done what Obama wanted, which was pushing the whole dependency on government welfare, would we have this guy, this success story, this Dr. Ben Carson today? Would he be the man that he is today? A man that graduated from Yale, went on to medical school, became very successful. Think about it. Carson grew up to share. He grew up and he took what his mother put on his plate and he's sharing it. He has a great disdain, a disliking for government welfare programs within his culture, the black community. He believes it's destructive to the human spirit, like many of us do. I think it's good, God. You got a guy, he loses his job, a family of 4. You got unemployment. It's a good thing. Use it for a year. Get out there, try to find a job. If you can do it just for 2 months, even better. But don't sit out there and live on it. Don't become dependent upon it. That's not what it's for. It's to help you out when you're down and out. You need to find ways to excel within society. Excelling in society is not by making people dependent. What real compassion is to use your intellect, all your abilities, to find a way to allow people to climb out of this dependency and realize the American dreams. Whenever you can help someone that's down and out, and that's what my philosophy I live with. If I know someone that's down and out, I'll try to help them within my means. Don't just kick them around, kick sand in them. Don't just give them. When I go out, I'm not going to give somebody money so that they can be dependent on me for that money to go out and get their beer. You got to work for it. Fans of Barack Obama's welfare system, the whole government housing and urban development. It's basically become a dependency enabling example of what Carson doesn't want. His policies have led to that. And I tell you what, if Carson remains true to his political commentary that he's been pushing out there about national housing programs, his conservative agenda that he's been pushing, which is at odds with Obama's agenda, he'll go out there. Obama's administration was basically to promote racial integration into housing, as well as some anti-segregation policies, which he championed, and which others championed, like the NAACP. And that's not really where Ben Carson's going to come from. And I'm telling you, this is a good thing. You know, this HUD, you know, I was reading this article, and it basically told you HUD was set up back in '65. It's a huge organization. It was part of that whole LBJ Great Society out there to help low-income individuals try to get mortgages, enforce anti-discrimination, all that good stuff. And these are good things, but it's become this welfare dependency, government dependency program. And this article referred to Benjamin Franklin. He said, look, I think the best way of doing good for the poor is not making it easy for them to live in poverty, but leading or driving them out of it. And I think that's the philosophy that Ben Carson is going to bring to the table. I truly do. They seem to be echoed in his words, in his communications, and everything that he says out there. Government engineered attempts to legislate racial equality essentially create consequences that make matters even worse. And we see it time and time again. And it's being used improperly at the HUD right now with the current administration's policies. And thanks to Obama's broad interpretations on the limits of power and the practice of selective enforcement of the law, I'm thinking that Ben Carson, Dr. Ben Carson, is going to have a lot of leverage, a lot of leeway to basically go through and implement his vision of what he wants, his reformation of this antiquated bureaucratic system called HUD. Think about it. Carson can oversee the staff reductions. He can go through attrition in there. He can cut the department's budget, which is probably ballooned out there. He'll have his phone and pen just like Obama had his phone and pen. And he can use that to put an end to the mandated social engineering schemes that are ever so present right now within the HUD. And it's a good thing. Think about it. So good luck to Ben Carson. I know some people said he just doesn't have the experience, but I truly believe he does. I think this guy's experience from as a kid, the values his mother taught him, I think his intelligence is more than enough for this person to go out there and turn this around. Give these people hope again. Make America great again. This has been Frankie with the Uncensored.